What's occurring? What's occurring? Happy Monday. Obviously, if you're in the UK, you are enjoying the bank holiday. And I sound like this because I am struggling. Had a mate's engagement party, which I kind of hijacked as a leave-in do, as I think I'll be leaving the UK this week. Come on! So, anyway, to get into the pod, again, going with a suggestion from last week, how to deal with toxic friends and family. Now, I've said it multiple times on this podcast, and it's a mantra that I live by. If you've got shitmates, it's going to rub off on you. You're going to become a worse person. If you hang around family that potentially aren't good for you and your mental health, you're going to be in exactly the same situation. So if you hang around negative people, you're going to become more negative. If you hang around people that gossip all the time, you're going to become a gossip. If you hang around people that have so much drama over the most minute, little, stupid things, then you're going to see that as pretty fucking normal. And I think that keeping away from these people, I've always said, like, when I went through my battles with my mental health, for me, I don't give a fuck what label someone has in my life. For example, you could be mum, dad, nan, best mate, whatever you are. You're gonna treat someone like a human, yeah? But if you don't treat people in that manner, it doesn't, just because you've got that title, it doesn't mean, oh yeah, well, I can do anything to you because it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? So the first thing in getting rid of toxic people from your life is disregard completely how long they've been in your life, disregard who they are in your life. Don't think about those things. What you need to think about when it comes to toxic people is, are they treating me are they treating me how I would like to be treated? Are they treating me how I would treat others? And if the answer is no, it doesn't matter who the fuck they are. You can tell them, you can say, I don't really like the way you're treating me, or I wouldn't treat you this way. But at the end of the day, that could go in one ear and out the other. And I've been in that experience before where I've told someone, this is how you make me feel. You can decide to change or not. And they didn't decide to change, so effectively, you cut them out of your life. That's what I think is important to understand. Like, you can't be going around always and just put up with what you've got in your surroundings just because it's nice to have loads of friends, or it's you have to get on with your family or any of that bollocks. No, like, if people are toxic in your life and they make you feel shit, you need to distance yourself from them. And it's very easy to see toxic people, or not necessarily someone can be toxic, but to you they can be toxic. So someone else's perception of them, they might think, oh, they're the greatest person on this earth. But to you, if they don't fill you up with joy, if you're going out with mates that are making you cry, or if you're going out with mates that don't support you, or if you're going out with mates that make you feel anxious or that you're doing things wrong, that can be exactly the same as walking on eggshells with your partner or your family or whatever. Like, if they make you feel that way, eject. And honestly, you'll be better off for it, because I think that something I've learned over the years, now I'm a bit more cutthroat with people. When I was younger, it was a bit more like, I've known them for X amount of time, so I need to please them, or I need to be mates with them, or I need to say yes when they're making plans or whatever. But then I soon realised I was completely disregarding, like, my feelings internally. Like, I was just, and those people wasn't good for me. So to say yes just to keep them happy, even though I know that's going to put myself into a position where I'm going to feel uncomfortable, I'm going to feel anxious, I'm going to feel like I'm in the wrong or whatever. Like, no, fuck that. Like, as I say, the most important thing I think that anyone can learn is that titles or the lengths of a relationship mean fuck all. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you've known someone from the day that you were born or you've just bumped into someone in the street, because often we allow our friends and family to treat us in a way that if a stranger was to do that, we'd probably kick right off. Yeah, we probably wouldn't be best pleased at all. And not kick off, like I'm not an aggressive person, I'm not going to go around punching people, but say for example, someone in my family, I don't feel they talk to me too well. And if someone spoke to me like that in the street, I would avoid them. Yeah, so just because they're in my family, what, I have to put up with it? No. That's my opinion on it. So I think we're in this world where everyone cares too much about, oh, I've got X amount of followers or I've got X amount of friends. And I think the first time we ever see that was like Facebook, because you used to go in school and people would be like, oh my God, how many friends you got on Facebook? But the reality is for me personally, I'd rather have fucking a circle of 10 good mates than 100 shit ones. And I think that's the mentality that you need to have, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people out there that ain't going to have the same, they're not going to want what's best for you. They're going to pretend that they want what's best for you, or they're going to try and enforce what they think is best for you on you. Whereas the reality is, you know what's best for you. So the opinions of others is a joke and is stupid. So these people that, it's weird because I'm thinking of myself in like toxic situations, and it's like a physical and a mental reaction to the toxicity. Yeah, like you feel this horrible feeling in your gut and you're anxious and you're wondering why, and you're questioning, oh, is it because of this person? But you'll know the toxic people in your life, and if you really sit down and think about it, yes, you might go out with them at the weekend and get pissed up, and that's great, obviously you're socializing, fantastic. But when you really look at this person or these people that are toxic in your life, are they there for you when you need them the most? Are they there for you on special occasions? Are they there for you when you're at your lowest? Are they reciprocating your energy into the friendship? Because the reality is if the answer's no to those, then you're pushing water uphill. And as I say, it's nice to have friends or whatever, but for me, if you've got toxic people in your life that bring your energy down, make you question who you are, make you think if you're doing things wrong all the time, cut them out, because what's the point in having all of that stress and drama? Like, I just think I'd rather have no mates, to be honest, than have ones that just stress me out. And ultimately don't really want what's best for you. And you'll know what of your friends want best for you, because they'll be the ones that are clapping in your corner. They'll be the ones that support you. They'll be the ones that show you or tell you the hard truths, rather than making you do what you want them to do or whatever. And that's the same with your family as well. Like, I think that it is very, very dangerous if you've got a lot of bad people around you, because that is going to mould exactly who you are. Like, if I think of myself since I've come back from Australia, I wouldn't say that my positivity is as high as I would like it to be. And the reason for that is because, one, the wholesome aspect of when I'm in Australia, it is my happy place, but two, it's the energy is different. In terms of the people that are around me a lot of the time. So yeah, I think that not saying that I am the big I am, but if it can really affect me, and it has done over the last 6-7 weeks, then it will affect you. And as I say, if you're someone sitting there like, and you've got, you'll know, I think it's a difficult conversation to have with yourself, because ultimately, let's say you meditated on, if you took, I think Jordan Peterson says, if you go into your room and you lock yourself in your room and you sit down and you meditate and you ask yourself, what can I get rid of in my life now that isn't good for me? The answer, I did it a few weeks ago, and the answer popped in my head, and I felt guilty for thinking the answer, but I knew that is something I had to remove. So I think, yeah, with toxic, like, you're only playing yourself if you keep them around, because you're constantly going to be in a battle of just feeling shit and alone. That's what I think as well. If you've got toxic people around you, they ain't there for you. They're just there for them. Yeah, they don't really care too much about you. So you're gonna feel lonely. You're gonna feel like you've got no one there, even though apparently you've got all of these mates. But if they're toxic, or in the same sense, you can feel lonely around your family because you can't talk to them at times or whatever. They make you feel a certain way. They make you feel like you're in the wrong or whatever it may be. I just think that the easiest thing to do is don't worry about how long you've been mates with them. If anyone's bringing you down in your life, cut them out. Like, because anyone in your life should only want what's best for you. Yeah, like, if my mate come to me with a problem, yeah, and I would never be like enforcing something on him or making him feel more anxious or upset about it. I'd be like, try and coach him through to make sure that he knows, as long as he's happy, I'm happy for him. And I think that that's a mantra that good friends should have and good family should have, is like, the only thing that should matter, as long as you're happy, I don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, for me, dealing with toxic people, it's not a case of, this is how you undo their toxic traits or whatever. Just don't put the energy into being around them, because then you're going to live a happier life, a life more fulfilled and doing what you want to do, rather than having fake people around you that pretend to be your friends or your family or your partner. And the reality is what do they actually add to your life apart from stress? Do you know what I mean? I think that if you was to take a notepad now and you can name toxic people in your life, I would just literally write them down and then just cut them out. You don't even have to tell them, I'm fucking not speaking to you again because you're toxic. It's just a case of, right, you are bad for my mental health. You do not want what's best for me, so therefore I'm going to make a decision and step back from this friendship, relationship, fucking family situation, whatever it may be. And I think it should be that clean as well. Like, for me, as I say, I'm very cutthroat. So, and I've done it to people in my life that the first person I did it to, I was literally like, wow, am I actually going to do this? Do you know what I mean? So they are a big figure in my life, but it's just like, nah, that's the gauntlet's down. Yeah, toxicity is not a thing to be around or whatever, because those toxic traits will feed into you, and when they do, you will become a worse person. So rather than that, keep yourself on a high, keep your distance from shit people, and you're going to be a lot happier. I understand that I am hanging out like a fruit bat right now. Honestly, haven't drank in 3 weeks. Mate's engagement last night. That's why the voice is groggy. The head is sore, but I hope that is a good insight into how to deal with toxic people, because trust me, you do not want them in your life, because they will honestly make your mental health plummet quicker than anything. The company you keep can fuck you up. It can raise you up, but it can also fuck you up. And it can make you just very, very toxic as well. So be careful who you surround yourself with. And as I say, it doesn't matter what their title is. If they're treating you like a prick, cut them out. At the end of the day, you are a human. They are a human. Treat people how you want to be treated. Yeah? And if you're not being treated in that way, it doesn't make you a dickhead for saying, see you later. Anyway, that's the end of that. I'll catch you in the next one. Remember, subscribe, like, 5-star ratings. Give it all to me to cheer me up on this hungover Monday.